Good evening, people watching my stream on July 2nd, 2026. Thank you for being here tonight. I appreciate seeing you. And if you're not in my chat right now, don't worry, I still see you. And if you're not here live, also don't worry, I still see you. I can always see you, and you can't stop it. Good evening, Asila. Hi, Nimby. Welcome back to the stream. I appreciate you being here. Hi. Or hi, Essie. My name translates to just a comma. It only gets worse and worse. Hello, Lunk. Hello, Autophobic. Hello, Turi. Hello, JLPTGM. Oh, and Autophobic also gave me a kissy. Mwah. There you go. Essie sees all I always do. Please stop staring. No. No. Even if you said please. I told you I'm feeling evil today. Reverb. Sorry. My favorite hobby is to pretend like I'm doing a karaoke stream, but I never stream it. Sorry, I was in my cave. What do you see when you look into my soul? Alright, I just checked. I think I will keep that a secret. I'm not gonna embarrass you in front of everybody like that. What I saw is for my eyes and for you only. Hello, Essie. Hi, Marcel. Why do you sound like you're on a live stage? Sorry. I was in my cave room. I recently won the lottery and I bought a mansion with it. And it came with a cave. And it's nice and cool and damp and dark in there. And I like to spend a lot of time in it. Hey, Rain. Biblically accurate sheep eyes everywhere? You bet. You bet. Wait, hold up. Stream that? Stream what? Are you telling me what to do? Are you backseating my streams? Unbelievable. Please stream it? Wait, stream what? Can you stream that pretend karaoke stream? No, 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 no. Do it, let them know. No, it's a secret. It's a secret. Maybe I learned something about you when I stared into you that you don't even know about yet. So you can't give me proper permission. Hi? Oh, hi. Welcome in, Lost Rain. Jesus, I messed that up. It's okay. It's okay. She's about to do her idol performance? I am never going to be idol level, I don't think. That sounds like you're living in the basement of a mansion. Wouldn't be the first time I've lived in anybody's basement. I meant hi, Long. And you're not even talking to me. You didn't even greet me? Only Long? Dang, Long seems to be everybody in the chat's friend. I like that. And damn, that's meta. Karaoke? Member karaoke? For members? Almost every single one of you guys are members right now. The only person right here who's not a member is the person who is probably luckier to not be a member. They've missed gifted memberships so many times. Honestly, they probably have like the world record for it. And I think that's impressive in itself. Will it be the last time? The last time of what? Borb, hi. Hi, thank you for being here. Ha ha ha, ha ha ha, indeed. Alright, we yearn to hear the sheep bleat. Not today, not today. I like to practice. I like to practice. Living in a basement? Oh! Will it be the last time? I hope so. I think I'd rather live in my own home. Let me try again. No, you don't gotta try again. You're okay. You're okay. Everything is fine. And Furtree, thank you for the gifted membership. I appreciate that. Still hitting someone who I have seen in my chat really recently. Just not long. Again, still very impressive long. Oh, we have 5 chances, Marcel. Thank you. We have Frog Stew. That's all 5 of them. None of these people are long. Good attempt. I appreciate the gifted memberships. Just remember, you don't have to do that, but I always appreciate it. Thank you. Good morning. Welcome back to my stream. I'm happy to have you here. Damn, dodged again? He always does. That's what he's known for. That's his maybe biggest strength. Lonk, never go hit the casino. Never. Never invest in gambling, Lonk. I always tell everyone, always gamble because you'll always win as long as you keep going. But maybe Lonk should not do that. Maybe everybody but Lonk should gamble. I promise I'm not dodging on purpose. My slider does say gifts is on. Have you ever received a gift from anybody else? But gambling is kind of like Pokemon in the way I just mentioned it, because as long as you never stop looking for a shiny Pokemon and also you don't die and like you continue living forever, you'll eventually get the shiny Pokemon you want. My favorite thing to do, that's what I meant to say. My favorite thing to do in Pokemon games is to breed for shiny Pokemon, which takes me a long time. That's my favorite way to do it. Pokemon is worse? Pokemon's worse than gambling? Maybe. I'm not getting hooked on gacha, except Pokemon Champions. Pokemon Champions is maybe one that I cannot do. YouTube gave them a debuff? Oh no. Hat inbox emoji. Enjoy your stay. Lonk is you are ultra rare, Lonk. No way. I have plenty of other cases. I get a gifted membership here once, and ironically, you weren't active in memberships that month. Oh no! Your luck is the worst. A waving jaunt. I should not give up and try it until I hit Lonk. I don't know. We have 8,000 people following me right now, and I think it can also hit people who aren't subscribed to you, which is also concerning. So maybe we don't try that. So you're into breeding. That's not what I said. Where'd you get that from? Oh, it's hitting loads of people we know, but none of them are Lonk. I appreciate it, Marcel, but no more, no more, no more. Gambling is great when the money that you're spending doesn't go to me. Again, it's not the end of the world if I don't get hit. Honestly, it just keeps getting more and more impressive. Honestly, if you never get hit, that's kind of cool. Yup, it can. Yeah, and that is scary. I've gotten a membership from a channel I wasn't subbed to. It's weird. Yeah, it does do that, which means there's over 8,000 people that my the membership could go to. I just appreciate being around when I can. Yeah, and I always appreciate seeing you. I always appreciate being able to hang out with you. Let me take a sip of my water. I know your pain, Marcel. YouTube hates us. It's okay. It's funnier if you don't get hit. That's kind of the joke now. Reduce your evasion stats along. Yeah. Okay. So today we're gonna play more Higurashi. We are somewhere kind of still at the beginning-ish of chapter 1. And it'll probably be at least 2 more streams until we finish chapter 1. But that's okay. And there's like 1,000 chapters. So the game is gonna last us a really long time. But we'll figure it out. Hydration's pretty cool, you guys. Definitely drink lots of water, especially since it's summer now. Unless it's not summer for you guys. There's probably at least one person here who's not living in summer right now. A lunk would be an amazing evasion tank for an RPG party. Maybe. But I feel like if I were to put any of my chatters in battle, I think in that scenario, I'd give up and I'd lose the game. Also, I just lost the game, by the way. I wouldn't want to put any of you guys in danger, even if you're good at evading the danger. Artsong, thank you for joining the membership. I appreciate that. Thank you. Please enjoy a month of members-only streams and emotes. At this point, just send him money and let him buy it himself. I think you're allowed to gift memberships to specific people if you're doing it on mobile. But also, I only saw the buttons for it, and I never tried it, so I don't know if that's real or not. I can never tell. It's always hot here. Sucks to live in Texas, I guess, except you're probably actually winning because you have a big home for not a whole lot of money. If I wanted a big home here, it would cost me lots and lots of money. Hey, come on. Or hey, Asila. Hi, Artsong. Thank you for being here today. Nope. Happy to be part of the membership. I'm happy to have you here. Thank you. If we had Sheepyhead Battle Royale, Long would win because no one can hit him, LMAO. Probably. I wish. It's an apartment, lol. A 2-bedroom, 2-bath apartment? That's a rich guy apartment. Everything's bigger in Texas. I heard that you can buy, like... So if you spent like $1 million on a home in California, you get like nothing, right? But if you spent the same amount of money on buying a house in Texas, it would be like 4 times the size. Like 4 times the value. I don't know if that's true. That's the rumors that I've heard. So if I ever get rich and need to buy a house, maybe Texas is where I gotta start looking. I mean, membership is monthly, and I can't really have you guys spending on me. It's okay, we all love gambling. It's winter here, but it's also warm again. I'm glad. I believe it. Housing market sucks here. Yeah. Everything is expensive in California. It probably will be forever. But also, everything is expensive everywhere. Not just California. Okay, so I made 3 drinks today. I have my big cup of water, my medium cup of water, and I have another mug of tea, but I just finished making it, and I had to start my stream a little late because I spilled a bit of it everywhere. And on my folding chair that I always sit on at my desk, because I don't have a real chair, I like to put down a blanket, and it's nice and soft, and it makes me not feel super sweaty against like the leathery kind of texture. I like it, but I spilled my hot water all over the blanket, and then I forgot that I spilled it on my blanket, and I sat on it, and it was hot. It didn't feel good. Let's go gambling. If I was in the part of Mexico my family comes from, it would actually be raining hard right about now. Raining? Oh man, I miss the rain. Sippy emoji. Hey, I see. Hi, Legion. Welcome back as well. Really depends on where you live in Texas. If you live in the triangle, housing can be expensive. But if you live in the middle of nowhere, you'll have mansion. Mansion. I don't really need a mansion, though. I'm okay if I have, like, a normal size house. How did things get so expensive, and how did we let it get to this point? I don't know. But I think I really do need to officially start committing to buying a bomb. I think that will fix it. Except, that's not real, by the way. I want to keep my YouTube channel, and I want to stay out of prison. I would never build a bomb. I almost died in an explosion once because they brought a bomb to my college. So I know bombs personally. I would never do that. How did things get so expensive? Oof. Spend like $1 a month just giving Lonka money for a member? Nah, we're gonna gamble every stream, spending way more for a chance to maybe snipe him with 1. It's more rewarding that way. No. Lurk emoji. Bomb me? No. Nail biting emoji, huh? Arson? It wasn't arson. I was in one of my classes. It was a biology class, and I remember specifically because the teacher came in and she was like, everybody Pick up your stuff, drop whatever you're doing, get out of here, run 1,000,000 miles away. And there were like live specimen that day, and there were like different insects and stuff, which is the best part of biology, and I think. And the first thing that I thought of was like, oh no, all the spiders escaped, and now they're like poisonous and evil, and they're gonna bite us and kill us. So I took it really seriously, and I got the heck out of there. But it turns out the spiders didn't escape, and it was just a bomb. We were all safe because the spiders were still inside of their little spider cages. It was just a bomb. JLPTGM, you do not have to give me memberships. Thank you. Congratulations to you guys who got members. Be sure to say thank you if you're a gifted one, because that's super generous and nobody has to give us any gifts. Spiders are so cute. I think spiders are a lot cooler when they're nowhere near you. Same with most bugs and insects. Damn it, it's okay. It's okay. Wasn't the gamble fun though? Nice gifts. YouTube picks the worst time to buffer. Oh no, in my bomb story. I think bombs are more dangerous than spiders. Well, spiders are more scarier. You survived a school bombing? Yeah. No bomb went off, but it was really funny. Nobody was telling anybody what was happening while it was happening. Like, only the staff knew. So my first thought was spiders, because there were like live insects and stuff that day. So I thought the spiders escaped. And my second thought was that they found a dead body somewhere, but they did not. And the instant did not produce any dead bodies either. Everything was okay. Hello, Sela, how's it going? Pretty good, Rainbow Dash. How are you? No, spiders are super cute. I think spiders are pretty cool. Thank God it wasn't the spiders and just a bomb. Thank goodness. Thank goodness. Anyways, speaking about scary stuff that happens at school, I guess, we have a video game to play. We have a book to read. Lunk is a generational dodger. I know, that's been his thing for like years now. Jumping spiders are the cutest. Jumping spiders are the scariest. They're so small, but the range. We had a bomb scare when I was in elementary school. Thankfully, it was a hoax. Oh, that's good. That's good. That's super good. I'm doing good. A bit sick. Might be stomach bug. Oh, well, I hope that you can recover and feel better soon. Story time. Bedtime story. Everybody get your blankie. Where is the place I left off? Where is... I saved, right? Continue. End of chapter 2. Okay. This one. It's Essie. Life has meaning again. Hi, Minokalu. Spiders are cute as hell. I used to have one that lived right above my monitor, and we vibed. He ate my mosquitoes, and I let him live. Great relationship. Helpful. That's super nice. They're so cute. It's the power of friendship story. Super awesome. Okay. Oh, wait, we have new tips. There's little baby stories inside of our stories. The Maibara Manor or the Dam Site Murder Dismemberment Newspaper Edition. Let's learn about this manor. We're talking about mansions already. It's on topic. So, Kei-chan, you're not stinking rich? What is this all of a sudden? Did I come to school in a limo before? How much do you get for a monthly allowance? About $10. My, that's rather plebeian amounts. His lunch is made up of normal stuff. He isn't rich. What are they talking about? To be asked out of nowhere how much I get and then told that it's a plebeian amount. Sorry. Rena seemed to pick up on the dubious expression and started giggling. Kei-chan, your house. You know it's pretty big, yeah? So the architecture has people all around Hinamizawa calling it the Maibara Manor, and it sort of stands out. Maibara Manor! Since the house is so big, everyone is gossiping, wondering exactly how rich you are. I see. Now I get it. Well, the frame of it is huge. I see how it could cause some misunderstandings. For my deduction, I wager they spent too much money on building the house, and that is why they are now broke. Being broke, how very, very unfortunate. Rika-chan took pity on me as she patted my head. I go from being treated like a millionaire to a beggar. Yeah, sorry for ruining your imagination, but we aren't millionaires or poor. We're the image of a normal, average household. You can't call it normal with that huge house. The entranceway is all grand, and the gate is large enough for a large truck to get through. That's not normal at all. They do say the bigger your house, the more prosperous you are. The reason the house is so big is because Dad's studio is in it too. There's a bunch of different workshops and lots of his work is hung up in different places. All of them are huge too. For those reasons, the family actually uses only a third of the house for day-to-day living. He planned it out so people and cars could come in to see the gallery he opens up in the house someday. By the way, the entrance Mion is talking about is the one for the studio and is normally sealed off. The entranceway the Mayabara family actually uses is a very plain and simple one. The interior is much different from how it looks on the outside. I'd really like a chance to explore Kei-chan's house. Claiming not to be rich but having a home like that. What could be hiding in there? Maybe something cute. They probably have no money to purchase furniture, so it's filled with Spartan rooms. If there are carpeted rooms, I would love to try rolling around on the floor. That'd be great, so great. I want to roll around too. Seems like their imagination was just piling on. Well, sometime in the near future, it wouldn't be too bad to invite them all to my house. Dad's a sucker for the ladies, so he might even let them look around his studio. The cry of Higurashi crescendoed as the sky towered over everything. It was hot, but the air was clear. It smelled like the beginning of summer. Perfect, we were just talking about houses and big houses too. Just a question, are you not going to use the voice acting? It definitely... Unfortunately, this is not silent reading time. As the teacher, I have not assigned anyone silent reading time. It is my job for story time. I have to read it. Wouldn't the Vtuber suck if it was just... for tens of minutes at a time? No, I'm not gonna add the voice acting. I have to do it myself, even if I'm bad at reading. It's okay. Hi along, Howdy Essie. Hi Cry, welcome back to the stream. AO emoji. Was that a little drop? Roll credits? Essie playing Class of 09 would be funny. I heard that game was funny. Fair enough. That's what I tell everybody. I did recommend Class of 09, lol. Yeah, is it on sale right now? I just got paid for my job. We could do that, but at the same time, we have so many games to get through. But as much as I don't like reading, and as much as I'm bad at reading, it is fun to read silly stuff on my stream. Please read to me, Essie. I'm illiterate. You know... It makes sense. I have to read to all you guys, the audience that I grew almost 100% through Yu-Gi-Oh! Obviously, you guys can't read. Of course, it'll be my job to read to you guys. Too bad the voice actor are scumbag. Oh. On this one or the Class of 09? Wait, really, who? I know, I'm curious too. We want to know the drama. Alright. Next, we're gonna do the Damn Sight Murder. Dismemberment. Oh, it's okay. I gotta get all the mispronunciations out of the way before I can pronounce everything right. From the June XX 1979 edition. The Shishibone City Okinomiya Police Station, June XX, late at night. Suspect were arrested on suspicion of murder and improper disposal of a corpse. The main offender has been added to wanted lists nationwide. According to our sources, the sixth suspect was at the Hinamizawa Dam construction site workroom on the XX of 9 p.m. where they were suspected to have assaulted and murdered the site overseer as a group, dismembering his body and hiding it. On the X, At 8 o'clock in the morning, a report was filed by the Shishibone City Hospital in which a male suspect alluded to having murdered Mr. X. When questioned at the police station, the individual confessed to the crime. Since a portion of the body was recovered at the location he gave, he was arrested that afternoon on suspicion of murder and mutilation of a corpse. The rest of the suspect were arrested the same day, but the main culprit is still at large. Police are currently on his trail. The motive is purported to be a drunken verbal dispute during which he killed the victim in a fit of anger. However, as there are multiple inconsistencies with their testimonies, the investigation is ongoing. Okay, oh, out. Same ENVA of Kakin. I can't type, it's okay. Illiterate teaches the illiterate to read. Well, who else is gonna do it? I don't know anybody who knows how to read. The juice, give us the juice. Oh, I see. I thought you were saying the V of Higurashi was... I know, I thought so too. I wasn't sure. I will say, this game doesn't make it easy to figure out who's talking sometimes. I know. When I think of visual novels, I imagine it's pictures of two anime girls, and one picture of the anime girl gets slightly bigger, or like closer to the screen when that one's talking. And this one is just line of text, line of text, line of text, line of text, and pictures of various girls in the background. Kill me in a fit of anger, Essie? Die! I hate you! I'm so mad! I got it. I got you. Okay. We got all the tips. We did get all the tips, right? There's no secret extra tip in here. Perfect. Goal? Is Essie winning the World Cup right now? Okay, let's continue. Various big-handed girls in the background. Hey, that's just the style. In real life, I bet their hands are normal size. This is pronounced Colonel Sanders, right? Like the guy from Chick-fil-A? A Colonel Sanders? Of course, that's right up her alley. I understand her wanting to take home Sadako and Rika-chan, but I can't understand the Colonel Sanders. What's so good about that four-eyed geezer? Probably better to hear it from Rena, don't you think? Yes, yep, okay. It is Colonel, okay. Why'd they spell it like that, though? English sucks. Chick-fil-A? You know what I mean. Same thing. Probably better to hear it from Rena, don't you think? She'll probably just say, because it's so cute, though. Does Rena often go to the construction site to hunt for treasures? I pronounced it treasure instead of treasure. Oh, I feel naked. Every now and then, she'll say she's going to have a look. But a girl her age rummaging around in garbage is... well, if Rena enjoys it, then I think it's fine. What were you doing over there? Dam construction? It had been bugging me since yesterday. Like an itch I couldn't scratch. It was cancelled a long time ago. Everyone gathered together and fought against it. Hearing an ominous word like fought came from Rika-chan's mouth startled me. That's right. It was unbelievable. They said Hinamizawa would be sunk into the reservoir and we had no say in the matter. So I'm only able to be here because the protest succeeded. I'm sorry. I didn't keep you, did I? My deepest apologies, Keiichi-san. It took me a while to powder my nose. Satoko. Wait to use the can until you really have to go. It gets a lot easier since it shoots right out. How dare you speak that way to a maiden of unparalleled beauty such as myself? Who is she calling a maiden? If Satoko really was a maiden, she wouldn't have reacted like that. The usual hijinks ensued. Now then, gentlemen, in accordance with the rules of our society, I bring a point of discussion. He, Keiichi Maebara-kun, wishes to be included as a member in our activities. What say you? Ren has no objection. Oh ho ho. I wonder if the likes of this peasant is up to the task. Me and Satoko both approve. The three that Mion had queried voiced their approval. A unanimous decision! Congratulations, Keiichi Maebara-kun. I present you the honor of being allowed to take the entrance exam to our club. Start from the beginning. I didn't say I would join. What club is this? What our club does, you see, in order to cope with our complicated society, we perform various activities under different sets of rules. Sometimes they're in your favor, and sometimes they work against you. I'm pretty weak, so I'd prefer if you didn't single me out. Let's try to get along. We're so naive, Rena. The law of the jungle is survival of the fittest. This is starting to sound a bit sketchy. So what kind of club is it? To sum it up, it's a club where you play games together. Rika-chan was the only one to answer my question with a pertinent response. So basically this club that Mion's hobby of collecting games to use. Or put Mion's hobby of collecting games to use. By playing the various games that Mion had hoarded every day. It seemed that, depending on the day, there were prizes for the winner of or a penalty for the person who finished in last place. I'll make this clear right now. We aren't playing house here. You should treat each win or loss if your life depends on it, alright? What's wrong with just having fun? Don't make it sound so crazy. The first rule of our society. Aim only for first place. Going at it half-assed is just because it's a game is not allowed. Rule number 2 of our society. For that reason, you are obligated to make all possible efforts. The way Satoko said it, it sounded clear, like she was saying, use any means necessary. Of course, we'll do my best too. I'm pretty weak, but I'm trying my best. I knew what they were trying to say. In a game where everyone is aiming for the top, it's rather unsportsmanlike to play just for fun. Alright, then I too will go all out. With that, I was finally ready for the rite of initiation. My baptist into the club. Or baptism. Alright, Mexican Zubat, thank you for 3 months together. Remember, Essie Bobby, if you ain't first, you're last? Well, what if there's 3 people? I could be second place, but if I'm second place, then I'm really the winner, because 2 is the best number, I think. Thank you for another month, Mexican Zubat. Thank you. Such competitive girls, I know. They love playing their games. A word of warning, Kei-chan. Rena can get pretty nasty. This initiation looks like it's going to be rough. Mion began fishing around in the student's locker in the back of the room. They have the games here at school? Well, in club equipment... I can read. I know my words. I know all of them. They have the games here at the school? Well, it's club equipment, so I guess that's fine. Complicated games would put Kei-chan at the disadvantage. So today we'll play a game that you would be familiar with. How about a standard card game, like Old Bachelor? Alright, let's do this! Can't really get into it unless there's a penalty. This time, the loser will be sentenced to having their face drawn on. What do you think? Whoa, whoa. It won't be oil-based paint, right? Right? Oil-based face painting with oil-based paint. This is perfect! Satoko cheered the idea on. She didn't even flinch at the thought of such a severe penalty. It seemed like she was raring to go. If it's going to be like this, then I can't lose either. Then I'll just cut the deck and start dealing. Oil-based face painting. Remember, first place never wins anything at locals? Nothing? 0 things? Thank goodness I'm always at the very bottom then. Old Bachelor's pretty much the same as Old Maid. There's only one difference. There's no Joker. In its place, one card is pulled out at the start, meaning there will be one card without a match left over at the end. You didn't know which card will end up being the Joker. It's a pretty thrilling game. I'll take out the card now. Rena took out one of the card and left it face down on the table. Everybody stared at the card intently. Well, it'll be pretty obvious in the end game. No way to tell at the start. But the rest of them were very serious. They didn't seem as relaxed as I was. They compared their cards to the one face down, all the while gauging each other's reactions. It was as if they could see what the face down card was. No, it couldn't be. This deck is pretty worn out. No way. Can everyone tell by the scratches what the card on the table is? Remember the second rule of our society. Kichi-san must try his hardest to win as well. A number of cards are quite unique. Kichi-kun should be able to remember them pretty quickly. She said that so matter-of-factly. Suits me fine. I don't think a little thing like that can be your crutch. I lashed out angrily, but it was rather obvious I was at a disadvantage. After all, they'd gone so far as to memorize the wear and tear of each individual card. This wasn't a simple game of Old Bachelor. If this was a test, then they were playing with the answer sheet in front of them. Bring it! I'll take advantage of your carelessness and beat you at your own game. That baseless confidence would soon be crushed. How about I tell you your hand starting from the right? 3, 4, 9, Jack, Queen. By the way, the Bachelor is the Jack of Diamonds. Ugh. I can tell what they are even if you switch them around. I am out. I thought I was prepared, but for it to be this brutal, just overwhelming. Demons. You're all demons. Rena isn't a demon, are you? Sorry, Kichi-kun. This is the 3 of Hearts, isn't it? I'm out. Not even a hint of mercy. Rena, even Rika-chan. These club activities weren't to be trifled with. An alumnus of the club would definitely survive in the cruelest of situations. If our entire class had self-detonating collars strapped to their neck and were dropped into a death match on a deserted island, these guys would probably take it like a fish to water. I can already picture their joy as they hunt down each of their classmates. It's a lowest point system. The order itself dictates the points. Whoever has the lowest point total wins. Like golf? Since Keiichi finished last, he has 5 points. There's already a 5 marked down on my scoreboard. I think it's unfair to Keiichi-kun if you don't use a new deck. It's fine, it's fine. Kei-chan is a man after all. He can turn the tables even if the odds are stacked against him, right? It's fitting for a lowly peasant to scamper home and soak their pillow in tears, don't you think? A petite hand laid itself on top of my head, which was trembling from uncontained frustration. It was Rika-chan's. Keep on fighting, yeah. Thanks to Rika-chan's words of encouragement, I was able to calm down. You need to be calm, especially when you're cornered. That's the power I can muster during this crisis. Think clearly, Keiichi Maebara. Take your time and look at the cards carefully. It's just as Rena said, each card has its own distinct markings that made them stand out. Memorizing them should be pretty simple. Think about what you can do in this situation. Try everything in your power to improve your chances of victory. Well, great, Keiichi-kun, just like that. I covered the uniquely marked card with my hand, or other cards, arranging them in such a way that they couldn't be seen. The one with the ripped corner should be the 5. And I'm out. I couldn't let any of these precious hints slip by me. All information is a weapon. Then it was my turn. Satoko fanned out her cards for me. You see, I want the 7. Is it this one? I wonder about that. You would know unless you take it. There was a bit of dismay in her expression, like she doesn't want it taken. That kind of expression. I won't let that momentary lapse slip by me. I know. It's this one! Got it. 7 of spades! A cheer of ooh rang out. What is this? The 7 should be the hardest one of all to tell apart. It wasn't from memorizing the markings. Those slight changes in her expression, as I was selecting a card, were enough. Can't hide it from me, Kei-chan. This mark means it's the 2 of diamonds. What? She was startled by her own misread. Of course, everyone else was too. Whoa. It's rare that Mi-chan gets a card wrong. No. Kei-chan, could it be? You. I told them apart by different marks. That mark was a nail scratch. So I put a new one on it. Are you saying he disguised it as the 2 of diamonds? What an impressive show of wit. Keiichi landed a clean hit. That's great, Keiichi-kun. That was an incredible match, you know. Having defeated the Forerunner Mion by brilliant battle left me ecstatic. By the total points, it was already set in stone that Mion would win and I would finish last. I laughed heartily, selecting the tone of my voice carefully to get Mion's nerves. Well, I'm gonna end up the loser, but I'm satisfied with one-upping Mion at the end. Hehehe. I'm not gonna read them. That should be the proverbial slap in the face to Mion, who's at the top already and ensured victory. Even if Kei-chan gets first place this round, he'll still end up last place overall. Don't you hate that? Of course I do. Let's have a duel. One chance. If you win, then we'll swap first and last place. How about it? Up for it? She fell for it. A chance for an upset that wouldn't be possible without goading her into it. A chance, you say? Let me hear the rules. Mion discarded 2 cards from her hand and replaced one with a joker card that was on the table, then shuffled the resulting hand behind her back. The card in my right or a card in my left? If Kei-chan can guess which hand the joker is in, then he wins. When you turned around just now, you didn't pull out the joker, did you? If you lose, you'll show the card in the other hand. That okay? The other 3 gulped nervously at the unexpected turn of events. Alright. You've got it! Mion grasped 1 card in each hand and thrust them out at me. First, I need to inspect them closely. The card on the right has no distinguishing marks. I couldn't tell which one it was. Which one, I wonder, Keiichi-kun? Be careful! Of course. This is my chance for a big comeback. Looking closely at the card on the left, I saw a little wear. It wasn't one I had seen before. That card is... I didn't let that bit from Satoko slip by me. Mion clutched her tongue. I didn't recognize the mark on the left card from the small number that I had memorized. I didn't know what the left card was, but I could tell from Satoko's reaction that the card had already appeared during the game. Since it had already appeared before, it meant that it definitely wasn't the Joker. Ooh, Kei-chan thinks it's The one on the right? Will you choose that one then? Will you? The left card definitely wasn't the Joker. If I could trust that theory, then I should have been able to declare the Joker to the right, or the card to the right was the Joker. Even without Mion's taunting, the one on the right was the most suspicious. But wasn't it too rash to decide based solely on Satoko's reaction? More carefully. I remember now. The mark, the left card. No doubt about it. The 7 of clubs. It's the 7 of clubs, I see. I've won. The card on the left is the 7 of clubs. So that meant the card on the right was the Joker. And then, just before my hand touched the right card, I froze. I would expect no less from you. There was a wave of murmurs amongst the onlookers at my sudden halt. Right before I confirmed, the right card was the Joker. Huh? What could Keiichi-san possibly be saying? I mean, the left one is... Shh. Ooh. What makes you so certain that the right one isn't the Joker, Kei-chan? Mion let loose an unexpected question. Everyone else was baffled. I don't know what the card on the right could be, but I know that the one on the left is the 7 of clubs. Then, doesn't it leave the right one as the Joker? One of them has to be the Joker, right? Yeah. One of those is the Joker, right? Keiichi has good intuition. Huh? Rika-chan, what do you mean by... So basically, the 7 of clubs, I discarded that by matching it with Satoko's 7 of spades earlier. Everyone's attention snapped to the discard pile at the same time. The truth of the matter couldn't be discerned from that sloppy pile. So that means Mion pocketed one of the discarded cards, then aligned it over the left card, and that means... I see, I get it! The left card is being disguised as the 7 of clubs, right? It was the first time since the start of the match that a shadow ran across Mion's expression, and I didn't let that slip by. Then, with a grand flourish, I declared it loudly. The Joker is the left one! It was an intense moment. The 1 second felt like an eternity for everyone there. Breaking that silence, the first one to speak was Mion. Being the first president of the club, I've been witness to a variety of performances, Kei-chan. Yours is... best. The best of the best of the best. That was probably the greatest compliment Mion could give. Mion accepted her defeat, dropping the cards from both hands. My comeback victory! Rika-chan placed her hand on my head and began petting it, congratulating me on my victory. Huh? Rika-chan is... Ren and Satoko gaped at us, as if they had seen a ghost. What is it, Rena? It's not as if I cheated or anything, right? This is fair and square! Rika, only pet someone on the head to console them. What's the meaning of... At that moment, Rena let out a small shriek. Keiichi-kun! This is how it was? You know, Kei-chan, I thought you'd read into it that far. Everyone froze. No, it was just me. It was a gamble. If you had just jumped to conclusions like that little brat, then I would have lost. It was the answer everyone was certain about. Mion picked up the card from the losing hand. Kei-chan, you know. You should take pride in this loss. She turned it around. That was the card that proclaimed the victor of this duel. The card under the 7 of clubs. Unbelievable! It was the 2 of diamonds. It was the setup behind the setup. If I just picked the right one without reading so deeply into it. I, Mion Sonozaki, as the club president, do accept Keiichi Maebara membership into our club. As I slumped to my knees, dazed, everyone let out a round of applause for the excellent effort I gave despite my defeat. The match is now over. Alright, small water break so I can see you guys too. Me on the goat for real, for real. Freeze Joker, freezing emoji. Hey Slayer. Oh, hi Slayer the Crow, how have you been? I came late, Essie. I was watching a stream covering the game of Portugal. How are you? Oh, because Portugal is against, I know the country. Austria. Austria versus Portugal. Because I saw them versing each other. And I saw Portugal abbreviated to like POT or something. And I was like, why is Portland here? Isn't Portland in like Oregon? Why is a city going against so many countries? But I figured out it was Portugal. But I know that one because I saw it earlier. I didn't watch it though. Hydration break? Yeah, we gotta drink water. Mion is my personal fave of the series. I think that Rika was my favorite when I was first watching this. But it's been so long that anything I think about this series does not matter. Austria played Spain? Dang it, who's against Portugal then? Wasn't Austria against Spain? I think it was. You're right, I saw that too. By the way, if you have trouble telling who's talking, the 07 mod makes that clear. I know it does, but that'd have to be something that I have to try out next chapter, so I don't have to like skip through a ton of new dialogue again. How's Portland? I heard there's a lot of hipsters there. I don't know. I've never been to Portland. I have no clue. At least I don't think I've been to Portland. Fair enough, lol. Yeah. It'll be something that we can try next chapter. And again, try. We'll see what we like most. We'll experiment a little since, you know, there's 1,000 chapters, so we'll see. These kids never actually doing any curriculum, lol. Must be nice. Well, probably. I would say probably it's pretty nice. As someone who didn't do any school when they were in school, yeah, it is pretty nice. I went to school, and I was only homeschooled for like a little bit of my life, but I went to a real school too. And when I was in real school, I just slept through the entire day. But I still graduated early, so I don't think it counts. I like you, Essie? Well, I like you. Thank you. Portugal played against Croatia. Oh, Croatia! Okay. I remember. Well, I saw that plus the Spain one earlier, but I didn't watch it. I just saw like the news scores with like the numbers and stuff. And the abbreviations of the places. Okay. The match is now over. Today's victor is me, Miona Sonozaki, and our exalted loser is Keiichi Maebara. Everyone made a commotion, applauding cheerfully. I felt I was bested, but I was so soundly beaten that I unexpectedly felt rather refreshed. When Michan pulled that little trick behind her back, I got excited thinking, she's gonna do it again. When Keiichi-san stopped the moment before touching the correct card, I thought, he fell for it. You fell for it quite handily. Huh? Hey, wait. All of them knew from the start and still got so excited so earnestly? Everyone got excited to make it more fun. You're all demons! You monsters! Now then, Kei-chan, it's time for your penalty. Since it's your first day participating, I'll go easy, okay? It'd be a problem if you refused to come to school. The other three members held down my arm and shoulders firmly. Mion approached, licking her lips. Her right hand went to pull something out of her pocket. That's a felt tip marker. It's large and oil-based. Okay, here we go. She took the cap off of the marker and brought it slowly up to my face while I was immobilized. No! I let out my death throes. Throes? What does that mean? She got 4 fingies. He doesn't need any more than that. She's perfectly optimized. Never mind, our MC got played in 5D chess. I know he did his best, but it still wasn't enough. Very relatable main character. They're evil TM. Yeah, pretty evil. As soon as the club activities were finished, Rena flew off. Probably so she could dig out the cute Colonel Sanders. Colonel Sanders. That she wasn't able to take home yesterday. So today it was just Mion and me walking home together. A rather rare occurrence. A mountain of treasure, huh? What is wrong with me? What ghost is possessing me? I always say treasure. Why am I pronouncing it that way? Treasure. A mountain of treasure, huh? The guy throwing it away probably never thought of in their wildest dreams that Rena would be grateful to them. Mountain of treasure, meaning that damn construction site from before. Oh right, Mion would probably tell me. The murder by dismemberment that seemed to have happened there. Over there, you know, at the damn construction site. Did something happen there? Long ago? Something sure did. A grand battle. There were sit-ins and demonstrations. It was a bit different from what I wanted to hear, but I decided I'd listen just the same. It was our land that was going to be sunk into the damn reservoir. I would have fought as well, probably. The government guys are really adamant about it, acting all big and full of themselves. Since they figured out that they couldn't settle it with money, they just did a bunch of nasty stuff. They were nasty guys. Mion spoke excitedly as the whole thing was happening right in front of her. I'm amazed you guys won. You're facing the federal government, right? The mayor and prominent figures in the village all signed petitions. They went to Tokyo and struck deals with legislators. And as a result, the development plan was retracted. It was our complete victory. There wasn't any violence, was there? Like assaults or murders? None. She probably cut me off. The same as Rena had. Her words signaled the end of the discussion. Tomitake-san said one arm wasn't found in the incident. I thought that a murder by dismemberment had occurred, but I guess I was wrong. My curiosity unsated, I signed dejectedly instead. Later. See you tomorrow. You can't wash that off until you get home, got it? I got it, I won't. Mion held back her laughter while stealing glances at my face. I wonder what kind of nasty doodle they drew. Damn you, Mion. You shall rule this day. If our rules are ever reversed, I'm gonna slop it on. All over your face so you won't be able to take it off. Even with a scouring pad? There's so many words I don't know. I'm so late. It's okay, our bank. Welcome in. Upon arriving home, I ran straight into my mom, embarrassing myself yet again. The mood I'd come home to was already on edge. It's not an uncommon thing in our family. Whenever Dad can't come up with a good idea, it always ends up like this. He stomps around the house with his arms crossed. Mom whispered in my ear, "Welcome home, Keiichi. Dad, he's in a bit of a rut right now. Don't bother him, okay? You can't come up with a new idea? It's because the deadlines are so close together this time. Your dad needs time to recharge, or he doesn't work as well. Dad's painting feed our entire family. If he runs out of ideas, then it's the end of the Mayabaras. We've never gone hungry before. Could it be that my dad is a master painter? Wouldn't it be easier to get an idea taking a walk outside rather than wandering around the house? The theme of the piece this time is in the household. So it seems your dad wants to use this house as a motif. It's quite a bothersome motif. Keiichi, pick up your room. It looks terrible. Sorry, I'll clean it up later. Oh, come on, please don't use my room as the motif. AJ, there's still some time before dinner. Please go take a walk out back or something. His bad mood is only temporary. Wait, who's whispering right now? As soon as he gets an idea, his mood improves and he starts humming. Until then, wouldn't be a bad idea to just go take a walk so I don't aggregate him further. Well, I guess I will then. SC ASMR. I said I was going to take a walk, but I didn't have any particular destination in mind. I just needed to kill some time. I got on my bike and pondered where to go. I could go read at the bookstore, but it would take about an hour by bike to get to town. It'd be dark by the time I got back, so I didn't want to go unless I had to. The roads at night here in Hinamizawa creep me out. If Mion or Satoko ever found out about that. I smiled wryly. Oh yeah. Rena was probably still at the Mountain of Treasure, a dam construction site. The excavation of Colonel Sanders is probably taking her a while. It wouldn't be so bad to have her owe me one. She might return the favor next time we have club activities. With a little bit of self-interest in mind to set off towards the dam construction site. I'll pay good money for SASMR? With what ASMR mic? Tomitake-san might be there as well. The only person with information about the incident that both Rena and Mion denied knowing anything about. If I met him again, I'd like to ask for more details. Was there really a dismemberment here in Hinamizawa? That was my real intention. I seem to read it as treasure as well now. Matching! I'll infect you with my treasure disease! Wondering how much money could Essie get on ASMR? The thing with that is I don't care that much about making ASMR. And ASMR draws in a lot of people, and I don't want to lock myself into like having to make content that doesn't make me super happy, you know? I feel like the best stuff you can make is stuff that you love doing, which is why I do so much Master Duel. You know? But if I'm stuck doing a ton of ASMR, but it's like not what I love doing, then I'm not going to love streaming as much. And because I'm not having as much of a good time, the end result's not going to be as good either. No, I overslept. I meant to say hello, Essie. Hi, Ari. Welcome to the stream. I'm happy to have you here today. I spotted Rena struggling up on the slope of the garbage pile. Yu-Gi-Oh? Yeah, I love Yu-Gi-Oh! It looked like Colonel Sanders was lodged in there pretty firmly. It didn't look like Rena would be able to excavate him by herself. Realizing that Tomitake-san wasn't around, I began climbing up the slope unsteadily. Hey, Rena! Looks like you're working up a sweat. Whoa, Keiichi-kun! What brings you to a place like this? Place like this, huh? I see. She's aware of it, at least. Oh my god, where am I? I don't know, but I'm gonna use the opportunity to save. I received a signal for emergency assistance at this accident site. Where is the injured party? Huh? Accident? There's a report Colonel Sanders was buried alive in the trash pile. Huh? Oh, that. You scared me. Don't frighten me like that, Keiichi-kun. I was just kidding. I thought you might be struggling by yourself, so I came to help you out. Eh? You came for me? How? Well, I filled my quota for today. If I don't see Rena blush at least once a day, then I'm not getting my daily required nutritional intake. Just kidding, you're embarrassing me now. So, what part was the joke? What part was it? I just ignored her bewilderment. Okay, now move out of the way. So where is Colonel Sanders? Sorry. Can't you see him? In the gap? He's really buried in there. The Colonel Sanders was sideways, surrounded by boards and other construction material, like they were caging him inside. According to Rena, it wasn't like this yesterday. It seems as though another illegal dumper came yesterday, dumped again, and now he's buried like this. You're trying to move the pile all by yourself? With those scrawny arms? There's no way she'd be able to do that with her slender arms. But Colonel Sanders, so cute! There's a chain on the Colonel Sanders at the store. This one, though. I should be able to take this one home. If Rena gave up the Colonel Sanders, she'd probably start devising a plan to steal the one in front of the store. As Rena's guardian, I won't allow her to sully her hands with crime. Out of the way, I'll do it. Rena blushed again, but this time I left it alone. The pile was enormous. Also, the more days were wasted, the more likely another illegal dumping would occur. If it got buried any deeper, there'd be nothing that could be done. Keiichi-kun, I'll help too, let me help! You just get in the way, stay back. Pulling out scraps, sending them, tossing them aside. I quickly became covered in sweat and dust. Flying objects drew beautiful arcs across the twilight sky, one after another. Lumber, timber, plywood. Damn it. No matter how much I threw out, there's still more. Even though I could see Colonel Sanders right there. After grandstanding like that in front of Rena, I felt frantic because of how little I had progressed. If I was going to do this seriously, I'd need an axe or saw or something. That's enough, Keiichi-kun. You're so sweaty. You don't have to try so hard. I'm just doing it for you, Rena. Don't worry about it. Rena began sputtering and turned beet red. Whoops, I meant to say I was trying my best as to keep her from becoming a criminal. Oh well. I guess I just need a break. This is pretty tough. I sprawled on my back over the grassy slope. I'm so sorry. You're covered in sweat. Rena patted her handkerchief. Pretty nice. Well, wait here a minute, okay? My house is pretty close. I'll bring you some barley tea, okay? Leaving the handkerchief on my forehead, Rena took off running. The cries of Higurashi gently cooled the air. After I was certain that Rena was gone, I picked myself up and headed towards what I discovered earlier. That was a garbage pile of magazines and newspapers bound in twine. Unless I'm mistaken, I believe it was around here. There it was. They were bound stacks of not-so-reputable tabloids. They were stacked chronologically, going back quite a few years. It was quite a disturbing incident. Seems they haven't been able to find one of the arms, you see. If it was just Tomitake-san said, then undoubtedly there would be mention of the murder. These were troubled times. There's no end to these sickening incidents. There's a large part of society drawn in by these incidents as well. So it had to be recorded. Somewhere. I unfastened the package and opened the rain-soaked pages carefully, looking over the table of contents. Not here. Next one. Not here. Next one. It was hard to search since I didn't know when it happened. I didn't know who the perpetrator or the victim was either. I only knew it happened here. I looked up every so often, checking to see if Rena had come back or not. I wouldn't want her to see me gawking at a dirty magazine. But it wasn't just that. Both Rena and Mion said they didn't know. But it had happened, without a doubt. As long as Tomitake-san wasn't lying. Then, if both Rena and Mion... yeah, there was. If they had just said that, then I wouldn't have gotten so hung up on it. An incident that neither Rena nor Mion wished to talk about. Trying to uncover it as if they tried to conceal it out of good intentions. They made me feel like I was acting against my friends. You Hinamizawa dam worker lynching murder by dismemberment. Here it is. The feature article was in the back, and it seemed like there were a photograph in the colored pages at the front. The pages of the featured article were stuck together and weren't easy to open. Rena could return at any moment. Feeling rushed, I gave up and opened the photograph page. The police investigators were carrying a body bag, and newspaper reporters were all bathing it in camera flashes. The image was blurry and hard to understand, but I could definitely make out the headlines. A tragic nightmare at the Hinamizawa construction site. Lynching and murder / dismemberment. The victim was the site foreman. He had assaulted his assailants daily with an explosive backlash from his daily actions. It's a horrible image to see the site foreman as. It happened. It really did happen. It seemed the details were on the next page. I turned the page without pausing. On it was. The assailant butchered the victim's body with the hatchets and pickaxes, then used an axe to split the cadaver into 6 pieces: the head, arms, legs, and torso. I could understand just from the headline that this was too terrible an incident. Normally, a lynching is just assault and murder, right? Dismemberment with hatchets and pickaxes. That wasn't lynching. It was a merciless killing to the letter. A brutal murderer. Done by a group of people. With hatchets. With pickaxes. With an axe. Ah! I can't yell too loudly or I'm gonna get kicked out. Sorry! Did I startle you? Did I startle you? Rena dropped the axe that she was holding onto the... Okay. Rena dropped the axe she was holding onto the grass after being startled by my voice. Kichi-kun, you see, earlier, you said it would help if you had an axe, didn't you? So then, I brought you an axe for you from the shed. Rena fluttered her arms in a panic, continuing to explain and apologize. It seemed I'd been glaring at her pretty intensely. I'm sorry. I guess my reaction was a bit overboard. No, I'm sorry as well. I'm sorry. Night was drawing close. I was pretty worn out, and it wouldn't hurt to do the rest tomorrow. Doesn't look like we can break that last beam without an axe. You brought it after all. I'll have to borrow it tomorrow, alright? Okay. Why do you look so glum? Tomorrow we'll be digging out Colonel Sanders, right? You're right. I really want to take Colonel Sanders home soon. We both knew that this was useless to apologize any more than that. I quenched my thirst with the barley tea Rena brought and wiped off the sweat that had now gone cold. We took the path to head home. I felt quite guilty about the tabloid wrapped up in my jacket. Oh, excuse my manners. One man's trash is another man's treasure. Alright, You've received new tips. The Hinamizawa Dam Project Special Tabloid Report. We get to read the magazine! Yay! Okay. Wait, there are 2 different ones? Maybe? Wait. I need to take a sip break. My tea is now cool enough to drink. Just like yesterday, I have apple flavored tea, but I didn't add agave this time. It's just as is, and it's still pretty good that way, especially the smell. One man's trash is another man's pleasure. 40 minutes, friend, already. Thumbs up emoji. Sipping emoji. I think that you guys should take a sip too. I think that that's also good for you. Alright, I've been taking sips of my big water, but I haven't been taking sips of my medium water, so I'll do both. October 1975. Yeah, this game takes place in the past. And parts, like events that are talking about in the game are from like even further in the past. Big water, I have a big water and I have a medium water. And I have a cup of tea. Or a mug of tea. It's the same thing. A mug is a cup. Oh my god, they didn't have phones. They had to go outside and communicate with people. I know. Scary stuff, isn't it? Alright. October 1975. In accordance with the Prime Minister's Bulletin Number XXX, Hinamizawa's Electrical Development Master Plan was announced. The vast scope of the project Hinamizawa Dam will have an incredibly heavy impact on the village of Hinamizawa. The absolute horror, I know. Terrifying stuff. The flooded area caused by the Hinamizawa Dam would include the 5 areas of Hinamizawa: Takatsuro, Kyotsu, Matsumoto, and Yagochi. The submerged area includes 291 houses. Population 1,251. 1 elementary school, 1 middle school, 1 post office, 1 architectural cooperative, 1 forestry department lumber yard, 5 shrines, 2 temples, and 1 fishery. All of these communal, cultural, agricultural areas and places of worship will be indefinitely submerged at the bottom of the artificial lake basin. I don't know, that sounds super evil. Are these people gonna have like warning and move out in time, or are they just gonna like drown? Forsaking hundreds of years our ancestors poured their blood and sweat into the fertile, resource-rich land is just too painful to bear. All the residents having homes that were to be submerged banded together and created the Onigafuchi Defense Alliance. The dam project was halted and petitions to alter the plan were circulated. There you say, oh, I love bears. That's my favorite animal. The citizens sought peaceful negotiation, but the government and its puppet company, XXXXX, openly refused. Performing unspeakable, heinous acts, they quashed the democratic actions of the villagers. But the village did not falter. Instead, they banded together even more closely and steeled their resolve to protect their homes to the death. The communication of that frightened Hinamizawa Dam construction project is still stalled as of today. Or continuation, not communication. The villagers understand that the stalling was caused by sublime power through unity. And they understand that this fearsome plan has not yet been fully withdrawn. The Onigafuchi Defense Alliance has been dissolved after it did its part, but the feeling of unity is gathered have not yet been extinguished. As long as the passion resides in the hearts of the residents, they'll be able to confront whomever next decides to sink their homes into a lake basin. Onigafuchi Defense Alliance Committee Chairman Kaichiro Kimiyoshi. Alright, another sip in between. Big water, big hydration. It's important, especially now that it's summertime. There you say, big water, big hydration. This was based on a real dam construction that actually was built, and even more people were displaced? Oh no, that's terrible. Was it also a really long time ago? Keiichiro. It was hard to read, okay? My job is really hard as a streamer. I don't know how to pronounce any of my letters. That makes my job super tough. Alright, special tabloid report. I've been waiting for this. This is what I want to know. Nightmare befalls the Hinamizawa Dam. Lynching and murder, dismemberment. In X month of X day in XX Prefecture at the Hinamizawa Dam construction worksite in Shishibone City, a bone-chilling, gruesome murder dismemberment. Even though this case has shocked the archipelago, the police will give no detail on the case. Exactly what happened to the Hinamizawa Dam? They probably didn't mean to kill him at first. But as the victim resisted by swinging around a shovel, the rest of the perpetrators armed themselves in return, and it quickly escalated to homicide. So said the aforementioned investigator A. After this bloody tragedy was over, they were left with a body which nobody thought was alive. XX-san had tormented the suspects daily with his rough behavior. At first, it was meant to be a payback. All the perpetrators were horrified by their deed, and one even turned himself into the police. It was the de facto leader of the group, X, who suggested hiding the body. Reluctantly at first, they soon began to think they did not wish to be caught. The construction site had numerous places to hide the body with 6 people. They were originally supposed to hide the body and leave the area, but the de facto leader feared the consciences of the other 5 wouldn't be able to bear the burden, speaking of bears, and came up with a horrifying method to keep them from turning him into the police. He devised a heinous, not humorous, oh my gosh, ruin the mood. He devised a heinous method of splitting up the body among them and making each of them responsible for hiding a piece. X had turned a simple manslaughter into a gruesome dismemberment and forcibly involved each perpetrator in order to create a sense of unity between them. Each one participated. But what does this mean? Person A spoke out reluctantly. X had ordered each and every one of them to dissect a piece for themselves. They were hesitant at first, but nobody refused. In for a penny, in for a pound, is what I meant. Thus, an unimaginable bloody ceremony began. The perpetrator wept and vomited as they performed the gruesome task. There was one person who stubbornly refused, but X threatened them, saying nothing would change if someone else ended up dead. And he gave up his objections. But X's plan collapsed in the span of one night. XXX, who had refused to dissect the corpse up until the last moment, had broken down in tears at the hospital, where he was being treated for an injury sustained during the scuffle and confession. The criminals were arrested, one after the other, but the de facto leader X's whereabouts were still unknown. Also, the right arm hidden by XX has yet to be found. Despite the ongoing search, this horrible individual has so far managed to elude the law enforcement. What could the police be doing? It appears that XX has said he was going to throw the body, right arm, into the marsh. X's car was discovered abandoned near the marsh. There were no clues to his whereabouts. X didn't trust his companions. One cannot deny the possibility that he had expected his companions to confess to the police and use his car as a decoy. Of course, I doubt that theory. Since he has no car, one would expect him to have a limited area to which he could have escaped to. But within the station, there were rumors going around that he had accidentally slipped and drowned in the marsh when he went to throw away the body. To the locals, that marsh is believed to be bottomless. It is Onigafuchi, the ogre's abyss, and it's said that the bottom of the marsh is connected to the hellish world of demons. The atrocious demon from hell, that was XX. Could it be that he had returned to hell through the marsh? The ch1 dragon, bringer of luck and fortune. Prosperous future. Ladies leaping into your arms. Business success. Promotions. Ambition. Protection from harm. Not just with pachinko and horse races, but business and even love. Guaranteed or your money back. ch1 Dragon Bracelet DX, one piece. $2,700. Demons, you say? JLPTGM loves demons. Alright. Another sip. And while I sip, I should remember to save. I do not want to skip through all of this again. Okay. Lovely, lovely. I'll take another sip of my tea, too. People are displaced there? Like it was a body dumping ground? No, displaced as in like they had to leave their homes and find a new one, I think, right? It started in the 70s, was finished construction when the VN was written, so it was pretty topical. Well, the happy music is playing, so it's all good after hearing a crazy crime story. Yeah! Yeah, it made it all better. I am a demon after all, are you? 30 minutes already? We have a whole part of the chapter to get through in 30 minutes? Oh boy, you gotta get speed reading. The function of the school was an educational facility is very questionable. Our PE class is exceptionally disorganized. The only thing we do together are the warm-ups at the start. The teacher isn't even there after that. All we do is play together. That sounds awesome. I want to just play together with my friends. No helping it. Everyone's a different age or gender. The only rule was that we have to stay on school grounds while exercising. All the little kids were gallivanting about. Well, they certainly are being active. They might be getting plenty of exercise, but the Board of Education probably completely forgot about this school. Sorry to keep you waiting. We're all together now. What shall we do for PE? Alright. We have all 4 of our members gathered now. All 4? I think there are 5 people. I think there's one for... We have all of our members gathered now. Now then, class representative. What shall we do for PE today? What shall we do? Mian harumphed and crossed her arms haughtily, surveying the area. Explosive power and endurance. There are no friends in the world of sports. Everyone is a rival. The only thing you can trust is your own body. What the heck do you mean by that? You really read too much manga. I quipped without missing a beat. And so we'll be taking a lesson from history. Tried and true king of all outdoor melee events. Let's play tag. It's quite the adorable choice to make after playing it up so much. Just what I was hoping for. Oh, that's a tough word to look at. That dunderhead. That says head, right? That dunderhead Keiichi-san shall be the first one to beat it. I won't be beaten. I'll try my best too. You can't beat me. Why are you guys all so into it? The third rule of our society. You must partake in the game, enjoying it without question. Then, this counts as a club activity. Everyone smirked at each other. They all seem pretty confident. I'm a man. Physically, I should be able to keep up with any girls my own age. Regardless, Mune and Satoko looked like they were aiming for victory, and Ren was looking at me as if I was pitying my disadvantage. Fine. Tag. I'm in. My yell echoed across the school grounds. These were the rules. Anyone who was able to evade being tagged before the bell was a winner. We didn't switch who was it. The ones who were tagged by it also become it. So the number of people who were it could increase exponentially. The end game would become a hellish siege. They call the version we're playing here a zombie tag, you see. I see. Anyone infected by a zombie turns into a zombie. Why do you make it sound so scary? I wonder. As soon as I catch Rena, I'm going to tear her entrails while she's still alive. Gross, Keiichi-kun, that's gross. Rika-chan placed her hand on Rena's head as she panicked. Don't worry, before Keiichi gobbles you down, I'll eat you up gently. Rika, that isn't comforting at all. Both Mion and I nodded deeply. So, the first it. How do you decide who's the zombie? With rock, paper, scissors? Well, it is class time after all. Let's decide by answering questions. I'll ask the questions, and the one who isn't able to answer is the zombie. I have no idea which grade level they're coming from. What does the Japanese word roku mean? Huh? I was bewildered with the sudden question. Mion repeated it. So you need to answer. What's roku in English? It's 6. How about kutsushita? Socks. What's the third last letter in the alphabet? It's X. What does seibetsu mean? Of course I know what that is. Satoko cut herself off before finishing the answer. I see. It's quite a lewd question. You're an adult, aren't you? Of course you know what it is, right? I certainly do. Of course I know. Then go ahead and say it. That you know that? What does that mean exactly? Satoko looks like she's in trouble. How cute. Don't take her home, it's a crime. If I didn't nip it in the bud, she really might have tried to take her home. Mion's pursuit was relentless, making Satoko stammer. Now then, go ahead and say it, nice and loudly. What does that mean? I do know. I do know. That means a person, thing, idea, action, or event which can be previously indicated in context. Huh? All of us were a bit surprised by Rika-chan's unexpected answer. I see. Well, it certainly is what that means. That could have been awkward. I wonder what I would have done in Satoko's position. I'd probably get ticked off and just blurt out you know what at the top of my lungs. I wouldn't want you as an enemy, Mio and Sonozaki. Oh, this is a tough paragraph to read. Thank goodness you were born a girl. If you were a boy, you'd probably be this perverted asshole. Roku Nana? So funny. So funny. It appears I have no choice. Unfortunately, I, Satoko Hojo, shall assume the role as the zombie. I shall eat everyone. Seems like she's raring to go. All I must do is count to 100, correct? Some jerk skipped numbers while counting to 100. So you can start chasing after you solve the problem. Oh, Keiichi-kun, give her a simple one, okay? 1/5 of cake, 1/6 of cake, and 1/7 of cake are all on a plate. Oh no! There's no common denominators! Satoko grabbed a stick in a panic and began drawing a cake and fractions on the ground. If Satoko, who can eat one cake in 60 seconds, eats all of them, how many cakes are left on the plate? Just as I finished giving the word problem, Mion shouted. Ready? Go! And Mion signals. Everyone but Satoko scattered. Keiichi-kun, that wasn't a problem at all, was it? Satoko had already lost the moment she started working it out. She's eating it all. Of course there's nothing left on the plate. Everyone dashed off in a direction they thought was best. Knowing the lay of the land, they probably headed right to the best spots. It was obvious I was at a disadvantage. At a time like this, it would have been more effective to go along with those trained in survival skills, like Mion, for example. The fact I didn't realize it at the start of the game probably hurt my chances. Glancing back over the school rounds, I saw Satoko was rising at the start. She was really, really mad. She got tripped up on such a dumb question. Why are we talking about mess? Behave. Nothing illegal here. I stood at one of the corners of the school. I had clear sight lines in 2 directions and would probably have a good response time if any zombies started closing in. For the time being, I caught my breath and focused on what I was trained to think during club activities yesterday. Now think calmly, Keiichi Maebara. If I was it, what would I do? Increasing my numbers would be the shortcut to victory. Then going for the weakest player first is the obvious plan of attack. Meaning me. Now then, where could Keiichi-san possibly be? I shan't let you escape. But of course, method to track me down. Footprints or smell, or maybe some type of trail. If I could craftily hide my tracks, then there would be no trail for Satoko to follow. But I was no detective. Would I even be able to do that kind of thing in an amateur game like this? Tomita Okumura. Have you seen Keiichi-san recently? What the heck? Do zombies hunt their prey by asking nicely where they went? Tomita-kun and Okamura-kun pointed at the location where I was hiding. After confirming she was headed in this direction, I abandoned my position. It wasn't easy to hide myself with all those little kids running around as they pleased. It was becoming even more obvious that I was at a disadvantage from not being familiar with these surroundings. If that's how it was going to be, then to confront this intelligence gathering a zombie, I just counter it in a similar vein. I approached some girls playing with the ball. I'm sorry, but can you relay this message? Tell Satoko Hojo that her parents are at the gate, please. Message. Okay. I stopped the girls as they turned to run off. Wait, don't go yet. Also, take this to Mion Sonozaki. Tell her the teacher is calling her to the gate. I'm quite the schemer, if I do say so myself. If things went well, then Satoko and Mion would run into each other at the gate. It would put me at a disadvantage if more people were it. But this was Mion we're talking about. She'd figure out a way to escape. That was just fine, as long as it bought me more time. Dance for me, Mion and Satoko. In the palm of my hand! Having my fill of playing the con man, I looked for a place to hide. If you think about it logically, I'd only bought myself a scant amount of time. And it might even come to bite me. Once it became apparent, I started spreading false information through messengers. I could end up being the recipient of one of those messages. Satoko would probably ask the messenger to help her look for me. That would mean there would be more zombies than participants in the game. The virus that was brought about by my mischief could cause an epidemic. All my classmates would transform into zombies and would only be searching for me. This tactic might backfire horribly. While trembling at the thought of the impending dawn of the dead, I began searching for a safe house. I found a shed by the incinerator behind the school. After climbing up to the roof, I held my breath. It wasn't a bad place to hold out. Not only did I have a good line of sight, but if necessary, I could jump off in 3 different directions to escape. It was getting rowdy down there. The lower grades were running around below the shed. My Barasan isn't around. Is he over there? Nope. Where's Keiichi-san, I wonder? His dad's at the front gate. That was definitely a lie. Word gate, the same I'd used. Gave a hint of revenge. So Mion was behind this. I was still keeping one step ahead of the game. I felt bad for my underclassmen, but they'd have to search until the school bell. Hey, do you know where Keiichi-san is at? His mom suddenly got really sick. A message from Mahabara-san. They said his house caught fire and he needed to come to the gate. A jumbo jet fell on top of the Mahabara residence. The police have come to question him. Anything goes now. They say he enjoys peeping into bathrooms. Huh? Is it true that he's going around every night stealing panties? Who are they talking about? I heard he wears panties on his head and smells them and stuff. No way I would do that! I heard that class representative Mion was a victim too. What? Grah. This was your doing, Mion! Calm down, Keiichi Mahabara. This is Mion's battle tactic to flush me out. Just hold on. If my underclassmen thought about it logically, they would know that it's all nonsense. But small kids don't think about things logically. To them, all those things were true. They all chuckled together while looking for me. I win, Mion. It's my victory. Wiping unrelenting tears away, I felt intoxicated by my own victory. Did you hear? I heard that the new transfer student, Mayabara-san, is a really perverted person. The cost of beating Mion had too high a price. Oh, someone passed below. That's Rena and Rika-chan. Rika-chan, you're still okay? I'm getting by somehow. It seems Mi-chan is it as well. Mion? It couldn't be. She'd become it because of my little strategy? This confirmed that Mion is behind the relentless messages war. Then, this wasn't good. We finally got away from Mi-chan. But Satoko-chan, Satoko is searching around the pipes. So we should be safe here for a while. Upon hearing that, I breathed a sigh of relief. While Rena was slumped on the ground, breathing heavily, Rika-chan had started creeping up on her. Rika-chan doesn't normally make noise when she walks, but it's strange. It couldn't be. Whoa! Rika-chan! What is it? What is it? Don't worry. I'd never seen Rika-chan smile so creepily before. Why are you coming closer? Why? Rika-chan isn't a zombie, is she? Don't be scared. I'll be sure to eat you gently. No way! Rika-chan, no! Rena was pressed against the wall and Rika-chan launched forward with both arms out, just like a zombie. Rena Is it quacked or quaked? I think it's quaked. Rena quaked with her back pushed up against the wall. It was quite a surreal scene of horror. Like one of the zombie breakout videos you'd see. At that moment, Rena's eyes met mine. Kichi-kun, save me! Zombie Rika-chan turned 180 degrees, exorcist style, and glared at me. Found him! I see Keichi-chan. Mion popped out from behind the cinder block wall around the garbage dump, also seeing where I was. My position was only advantageous. Was when there was this one zombie. Being surrounded was not as good. Rena started quacking like a duck. And that's what happens when you don't know how to read, like me. You said you located Keiichi-san? I could tell that Satoko was rushing my way. It seemed that Rika-chan had let Rena escape, and now she was baring her fangs in my direction. Come on down, Keiichi! Or Kei-chan! 3 zombies circled the shed, moaning curses. You guys are scary! Too scary! I wonder how Keiichi-san's guts taste. Keiichi-san! Keiichi, I want you to become one of us! Someone please save me! I saw Rena apologizing to me from across the schoolyard. An apology? Sorry. Leaving me for dead? Rena! I leapt off the roof out of fear, slipping as I landed. Satoko and Rika jumped on top of me. After straddling me, they tickled me all over my body. Stop, stop! Ah. So this means Rena's still left? There isn't much time until the bell. Damn you, Rena. How dare you leave me for dead? The feeling of a zombie. I understood how vengeful ghosts with lingering regrets felt. It's sad. So sad. But Keiichi's one of us now. It felt like I'd been bitten by a vampire and was now one of their thralls. It was a strange feeling being welcomed over to the side that had pursued me. Zombie tag was quite profound. This is no time to postulate. We must capture Rena. The principal's walking down the hall. The bell will ring soon. To devour Rena, I who had been turned into a demon of vengeance, needed to use any means necessary. Except I wasn't just a zombie. I was a master of the night, a vampire. Using the same trick that had tightened the noose around my own neck, I used my classmates to further my evil designs. I gathered up the lower grades from around the school grounds. Everyone listen! Rena is in big trouble. All of you, please look for Rena. It's a bigger problem than a jumbo jet crashing into your family's house. Oh yeah, it had turned into that, hadn't it? Man whistled nonchalantly, trying to avoid the blame. Yeah, it's not even in the same league as jumbo jets. What fell on Rena's house was a space colony. A space colony? Yeah, it's a really big disaster. Everything in a 100-kilometer radius was obliterated. But that's only the prelude to the tragic tale. This is the beginning, the start of a war for independence by the propaganda petity of Xeon. The lower grades were dumbfounded, with their eyes like saucers at the grand turn of events. What'll happen? Will the Terran Federation lose? If things go on like this, they will. Only one person can defeat the Red Comet. The person is Rena Ryugu. The lower grade students all gulped. It seemed I'd made them fully understand that the fight for Earth was lost without Rena. Now scatter, comrades! We must find Rena! My comrades in the lower grades let out an enthusiastic cheer and dashed off in various directions around the school grounds. There's still one person who hadn't gone. But I thought even the Terran Federation's impulse wave diffusion cannon didn't work on the Comet Empire. You're close. That's the white variety of those comets. The reason it didn't work was because they didn't know the weak point. Of course, Rena knows the weak point all too well. Ryugu-san is amazing. Satisfied with that, he also rushed off to look for Rena. It doesn't seem like there's some promising up-and-comers amongst the youngsters. Little ch1's abilities, the old man knows them better now. It didn't really feel like she was complimenting me, but whatever. Really though, how exceptional, Keiichi-san! This looks quite promising. If we have this many, we can win. With this many, we will win! Let me take a sip of water. Alright. I was thinking that Keiichi would have been a better nominee for the initial zombie. Rika-chan's words stung a bit, but I let it slide for now. Not even Rena would be able to escape the entire class. As a result of everyone's thorough search, Rena was finally cornered in the back of the sports-equipped shed. You're all scary! Keiichi-kun too! So scary. Probably was scary being crashed around by the entire student body. All the lower grades closed in on Rena, saying she was the only one who could save the world. What are y'all saying? I can't control a mech? Rena, how could you leave me for dead? Are you ready to pay for it? I'm sorry about that, Keiichi-kun, but I didn't have a choice. Do not resist. Let yourself be devoured. Let's all be together. Now, Rena, say your prayers. Mwahaha. Rena had stumbled into a mat, trembling with tears in her eyes. I closed in, associating the situation with the similar, particularly immoral one made by Pulse Quicken. Associating the situation with a similar, particularly immoral one made my pulse quicken just a little bit. Satoko and Rika-chan were both... They probably wanted to tickle Rena. Rena, wanting no part of what she knew was about to happen, went stiff with fear. Keiichi-kun, you wouldn't do mean things to everyone else, would you? Would you? I wonder. Now then, are you ready? Okay, so long as it's Keiichi-kun. The face she made as she resigned herself to her fate made my heart skip a beat. I believe the Keiichi-kun won't do horrible things to me. Body won't move. There had to be some sort of anti-zombie mantra. The second my sense of reason chimed in, the beast inside me died instantly. There was the bell. Game over. Yay! I did it! I did it! I survived! Yay! Rena pranced around merrily, as if the curse had been broken. So daylight broke in the nick of time, and the evil zombie army disintegrated into dust. And so the heroine survived. Well, that's how it goes in the movies anyway. What are you postulating about? This is all because Keiichi-san was dawdling about? Punishment is required. I was subdued by Satoko and Rika-chan, and once again sentenced to death by 100 tickles. Forgive me, eek. Wiggling all 4 fingies. All 4 of them. Unless it's 3 fingers, because the thumb doesn't really count. Then the award for surviving goes to Rena Ryugu and Mion Sonozaki. Yay! Huh? Michan wasn't a zombie? Only pretended to be one. They say you need to deceive your allies before you can deceive the enemy, you know? Mion, you little... Yeah. Hurry up and change, alright? Don't be late for next class. Let go of me, Satoko. Rika-chan. Go wa. Having had my fill of being terrified to my very core by club activities, I solemnly swore I would have Mion crying for mercy next time. Water break? Sipping time? All done? Big gulp of tea? Oh my gosh. Okay. Save me, Essie? I'll think about saving you. I'm so sorry. I was fighting with a Docker container all day and didn't get a stream notification. That's okay. That's okay. I assume that you're busy. That's okay. I'm happy to have you here now. Better late than never, right? You know, now I know a little bit more of Asila's personality. I don't think you learned anything new. Betrayal? How are the rules? Or Essie rules? I rule? I don't know. Oh boy. Wiggle all 4 fingies. I'm gonna pause this so I don't accidentally skip anything. The thumb isn't a fingy? I don't think it is. I think the thumb is... I don't know. It's not a finger though. Drink? I need drink. I need drink. Big gulp. I'm happy to have you here though. Wiggling their potato wedges they call fingers. Potato wedges are such a waste of potato. I think potatoes always taste kind of bad, but like the thinner the fry, the better it tastes. So potato wedges are just like too gross. Just in the nick of time, I suppose. Just in time. Sipping emoji. Let me take another sip of my tea. Alright. I should also remember to save before I forget again. There's chapters inside of our chapters. That sounds evil. Any specific proof that the thumb isn't a fingy? Google. Google. Unless Google tells you that I'm wrong. If Google says that I'm wrong, then don't listen to Google. Is the thumb a finger? Depends on who you ask. That's exactly not what I'm looking for you to say. Thank you. Okay, so it depends on the person. If you call the thumb a finger, then the thumb's a finger. But if someone else doesn't, then it's whatever. I love potato wedges. They need a good skin on them. I don't know. I think I'm just too picky of an eater. Potato wedge slander in my wife's stream. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. You know, it's healthy for married couples to have an argument every once in a while, I think. Like, if you just 100% got along all the time, like, I don't know. I think I heard that you have to argue, like, at least a little. I don't think I ever considered my thumb a finger. I give it special treatment, calling it just a thumb lol. Yeah, it's its own species. Okay, another sip and I'm going back to reading. What about potato dragon? Well, maybe he's a dragon. Not a finger. Wait, I think we're talking about potatoes, not fingers. This is confusing. It's a digit that's on the hand. It's a specialized finger. I was told the pinky doesn't count either, so we really only have 3 fingers? Sippy emoji. After arriving home, I quickly made preparations to head out once again. I had agreed to meet with Rena to dig Colonel Sanders out of the mountain of treasure from before. Mom, do we have work gloves? I need towels too. Aren't they in the shed out back? The towels by the sink. Alright, now I was all ready. Looking at me, my mom stared quizzically. What's going on, Keiichi? Where are you headed in that getup? If they come to dump again illegally, he'll be buried completely, and it'll be impossible to dig him out. And if that happens, Rena will undoubtedly go after the Colonel Sanders in front of the fried chicken place in town. A bit of excavating. So my classmate doesn't become a criminal. Well, don't be out too late. Mom returned to the kitchen with a puzzled expression on her face. Cutting through the woods as a shortcut to the dam site, I ran into somebody. It's him again! It was Tomitake-san! Probably taking pictures of wild birds again with that precious camera of his. It couldn't be that he took pictures of us handsome young men in the twilight. Be that all he took. Hey, long time no see! Keiichi-kun, right? My due regards. I expelled the rude imagery from my head and greeted him without inciting anything. By the way, is the girl an acquaintance of yours? He was probably talking about Rena. Guessing by the way Tomitake-san was shaken up. What was all that about? She was walking around with an axe. And she was laughing with a huge smile on her face. That was Rena, without a doubt. It's probably because she couldn't take it home today, so she couldn't hide her excitement. I hid myself because I thought it might be dangerous. Should I call the cops to be safe? Well, it certainly would be quite the spectacle for a girl of her age to be roaming around with an axe. Tomitake-san's reaction was the epitome of logical. It's fine, it's fine. Just leave her be. She's just wandering around looking for more victims. Tomitake-san was alarmed by my crass response. Well, it's probably hard for normal people to understand Rena. I'll just talk a bunch of BS out there. If you were to be killed out here, she'd probably be the one to do it. Try not to snoop too much around here. With a condescending smirk, I started off in the direction of the dam site where Rena was waiting. Before I got too far, Tomitake-san abruptly called out to me. Keiichi-kun! Is that meant to be a warning? For an outsider like me? I didn't mean that seriously. I did try to make it obvious, but... I'll try my best to be careful. Leaving only those words behind, Tomitake-san turned around and left. I didn't really mean to call him an outsider. I wasn't really implying anything when I said that. It was only meant to be a joke, but it felt like I'd said something bad. Keiichi-kun! I was waiting for you! Let's try our best today. I understood what Tomitake-san was trying to say. Someone gallivanting about while waving an axe around certainly would seem dangerous. You should cover the axe with something when you have it in public. It's not good to carry it around out in the open like that. Seems that I lost it. So there isn't one. Thinking about it, there really was no need to try and keep up appearances. Everyone in Hinamizawa probably already knew about Rena's eccentricities. She's probably the only person who could carry an axe around Hinamizawa and not get considered suspicious. Oh well, let's finish this today. If we bust through the last beam, we should be able to pull him out. I've got everything I need. Leave it to me. Okay. I took the axe from Rena and made my way up this unstable slope. Just wait, Colonel Sanders. Keiichi-kun will save you. Alright, get back. I'll finish this in one go. A solid thwack ran throughout Hinamizawa as if the job was being done by a lumberjack. How is it? Think you can do it? If it looks too hard, you don't have to strain yourself. If I can break through this, then it'll be good. I have plenty of power today. I can do it. But this adversary was more formidable than expected. First of all, I'd never used an axe before. During a school camping trip, I'd wanted to split the wood, but I lost at rock, paper, scissors and I wasn't able to do it. Because the spot where I was standing was so unstable, I soon became tired. I decided to take a break. Rena had already spread out a tarp and laid down some tea and sweets. I'm fine. I'm almost there. I'll make sure Rena can give Colonel Sanders a goodnight kiss tonight. Yeah, thanks. Giving Colonel Sanders a goodnight kiss. Come to think of it, Rena, you're a transfer student too, right? Where did you live before? Asked her nonchalantly while drinking tea. I thought she lived here all her life. In Kanto. It wasn't as rural as it is out here, but it was still out in the countryside. Why'd you move here? To Hinamizawa, I mean. You know, this is pretty far out in the boonies. Why'd you move here? Does it have to do with your dad's work? Dad said he wanted to move out to a studio. He'd been saying for a while that somewhere deep in the mountains like this would be perfect. Studio? Is your father an artist or something? He paints scenery. Seems that twice a year he opens a gallery for the stuff he does. When he started, his work were displayed in Industry Plaza in Tokyo, but now they're exhibit in Makuhari Messe. He determined to have them displayed in the Waterfront International Exhibition Hall. That's amazing! Let me see them next time. I was too embarrassed to tell her that I didn't really know what kind of pictures my father painted. Well, eventually I would. I picked myself up giving some vague answers. But you transferred in the middle of the semester, didn't you? Wasn't that a hassle? Not really. I was getting bored of the city anyways. I was trying to get answers from Rena, but I ended up being the one giving out all the answers. With a bit of a wry smile on my face, I grabbed the handle of the axe and headed back to the work site. The air grew colder as the sun slowly set. The Higurashi began their song as if to tell me to stop and head home for the day. Just a bit more. Today, I would end it. When I first started, I chatted with Rena as I worked, but now I didn't have that luxury. Yeah! You little... Damn it! I'd swung the axe countless times today, just like this. Contact. Shards of wood splintered. The assailants butchered the victim's body with hatchets and pickaxes. I recalled a passage from the tabloid. One hit with something like this would smash someone's head in. Axes and pickaxes are not meant to be swung at people, ever. With one last swing, beam cracked apart. The weight I put behind the axe was... the axe that smashed the statue's shoulder as well. The arm came off with a sickening sound. It clattered down noisily, stopping at my feet. Ah. What's the matter? Are you hurt? Sorry. The figure's arm. I broke it off. Oh, that's all? I thought Keiichi-kun hurt himself. Probably had a really guilty look on my face. Rena said that without a hint of dismay as she smiled. You just need to tape it back on and put a coat over him. Nobody will ever notice. I see. Let's pull him out then. Can you get that side? Okay. Seems they haven't been able to find one of the arms, you see. I laughed dryly at how pathetic I was for considering the arm flopping down and rolling to my feet to be such a bad omen. Both Rena and Mia knew how sickening that incident was, so they pretended they didn't know. I had looked it up all by myself, and shamefully enough, I was scared. You're pathetic, Keiichi Maebara. Alright, Rena. Let's do this in one go. Ready? And... Whoa! We did it! We did it, Keiichi-kun! Yay! The right time to give 3 cheers. That moment of 2 days of work bearing fruit. He who had brought to Hinamizawa covered in filth to meet his end. Instead, you're able to welcome him back. You're pretty lucky, Colonel Sanders. Your new master is a pretty decent person. Colonel Sanders, he really is cute. It didn't matter that he was dirty. Rena nuzzled him carefully with her cheek. I was dead tired, but seeing Rena's happy face made it all worth it. I'll help you carry it back. It'd be bad if it gets dark. Yeah, right. I really want to thank you, Keiichi-kun. I won't forget this. Think real hard about what you'll do to repay me, okay? Whoa. I wonder what kind of repayment. I wonder. For now, I just hold back my evil cackle? Crackle? Crackle? We were ready to take it to her house. We couldn't go like this. We rolled the statue up in the tarp and lifted him. And so Jack and Jill went down the hill carrying a human-sized bag and an unsheathed axe. I prayed that we wouldn't run into Tomitake-san. If he saw us here and took a picture, we'll need to get rid of him. And that... is that meant to be a warning for an outsider like me? Something struck me as odd about the words Tomitake-san, unable to grasp my sense of humor, had left behind. Sipping! Sip time! Nice! You received new tips. What kind of name is Rena? Alright, let's save. We are all done for the night. We are 4 chapters into chapter 1. Alright. Burger emoji. We're gonna make a burger on my stream on Saturday, because that's the 4th of July. Alright, let's head back here. Hold on, I gotta double save. I'm too scared. I have to. Okay. I'm closing the game! And now I'm opening my chat so I can look at you. I can see you. Perfect. Thanks for the stream. It sucks I was so late. It's okay! Like I always say, it's not the time that we missed. What matters most is the time that we do get to spend together. And these kinds of streams, I don't get to talk to you guys as much. Because I feel like it would ruin it too much if I was just back and forth, like one line here, reading chat, one line there, reading chat again. So I only take like little breaks to take sips of water and chat with you guys. And I hope that that's not too bad. But like, the standards are already pretty low in any stream where I read anything, because I'm just so bad at reading. So surely it doesn't matter that much. If you're here, you're one of the loyal ones, I think. Alright. Is he gonna make a burger? Yeah, I'm gonna make a burger. I have all the ingredients for a burger. We're gonna be super American on the 4th of July. Thanks for the streaming and my beautiful Princess Sheep. Oh, thank you, Rivaldi. Thank you for being here. A long stream. Thanks for all the reading. Yeah, no problem. I love reading. I've had this in my library for like a year and a half now, and I've wanted to read it. And now is a better time than ever, maybe. Maybe. You did good? It's better than doing bad. I'll take it. There's so many words that are hard in this story. I feel like they bring up words that I don't know multiple times every single time I read it. It's been so tough. But I'll be a tougher sheep and I'll learn even more words, and my brain will grow bigger and smarter, and then I'll be the #1 best reader ever. It was for the best? Yeah. Thanks for the stream. You did good. Thank you. It was a good stream. Thank you, SC. Thank you for being here, Art Song. I like Higurashi, and I'm curious on what you'll think time ago. And I don't remember a whole lot of it. Usually I'd be like, oh, it'll be cool to compare like what happens, but like, I don't remember what happens. I remember really liking it. I remember liking it so much to the point where I would make fan art of it. But it's been a really long time since then, and my memory's really not that good. I feel like I remember some things really easily, but I remember a lot of things really not easily, and different stories, like stories and stuff that I read and play in games, is harder for me to remember. Unless I do it multiple times, which with a lot of the games I like can be a really lengthy commitment. And for this reason, I always, or for anime at least, my habit for reading or watching anime is I'll watch every anime I watch twice, but I'll do it in ×2 speed, because the speed of the anime doesn't make me forget more. But if I remember, or if I watch it twice, it'll be easier for me to remember. And maybe I don't remember this anime as much because I didn't have this system like set up at that point in time when I was watching anime. Maybe that's the case. But I usually have trouble remembering stories of like the shows and games I like. Oh wow. I'm not more of a visual novel fan. So you prefer the anime? It's called selective memory? Well, I'm not selecting to forget the stuff that I like. I liked the anime as a kid, but going back to watch it after reading the VN is just so bad in comparison. So I'm in for like a super good treat, right? No clue. Expanding your vocabulary? Yeah, it'll be exactly that. I love when Essie reads to me. Yeah, it's our bedtime story. Now we're gonna go to bed and have super sweet dreams, I think. That's what's gonna happen. Alright, speaking of going to bed, I'm probably gonna head out soon. I'm gonna get ready and I'm gonna take a nap. I had a rough day at work. I didn't even tell you all about it yet. I had a rough day. And it's only gonna get rougher from here. Looking at the way this month is supposed to play out at my job, it's not gonna be very nice, but I'll do my best to come back to you every day in a state that is good enough. I'll try not to be too evil or sad about it. And we can have fun at the end of the day and we'll relax. And that'll make the month be okay at least, I think. I don't know what sleep is. Sleep is something that you should get. Sleep is super important, just like water. You didn't tell me about your day at work. I'm not gonna tell you about the whole day, but I'll tell you how it started. This morning, I left the house without my main set of keys because I lost them. I couldn't find my keys. I super duper extra cleaned my apartment this weekend, and somehow I misplaced my keys during that, and I have a really bright colored key holder, and it's super brightly colored so I don't lose it, but I still lost it. So I left the house only with my spare key, and that left me with one issue. I don't have the key to open my restaurant. But my logic was, oh, we have like a lockbox on one of the doors with spare keys exactly for situations like this. So I leave, I lock my door with my spare key, I arrive at my restaurant ready to open. I open the lockbox with my super secret special code. And guess what I find inside? 0 keys. 0 keys for my restaurant. So I have to go to like the work group chat and be like, hey guys, trying to open here. Why are there no keys in the lockbox? You know what they tell me? They tell me that the box broke 2 nights ago. There used to be keys in it, but the box broke 2 nights ago, so they took all the keys out. When did my weekend start? 2 nights ago. So someone had to drive all the way over and open the door for me. I don't get how I'm so unlucky. It's tough being an Essie like me. I have negatives in the luck, I think. But that's not my entire day. But that's the way it started, and it definitely didn't set a good mood. Alright, yeah, you're gonna need prayer for the rest of the work week. I think so too. It might have been a bad omen. Alright, I'm gonna see you guys tomorrow. Tomorrow we're gonna do more Master Duel at 6 p.m. Pacific time. And I think we might just be doing ranked, but I think there might be a new tryout duel, so we'll see about that. We'll figure it out. When the time comes, the time comes. So we'll see how it goes. But tryout duels usually end pretty quickly, so we'll definitely get back to ranked. And I definitely need to keep doing cool tunes so, you know, it can click with me. Especially since they keep shaking up my deck. Take care, Essie. Thank you. But Master Duel tomorrow. Stay tuned for Saturday. You can take a peek at my real life hands on my hand cam where we do our cooking. And also stay tuned to see if I catch my desk on fire because I'm plugging my cooking stuff into the same hole my computer is plugged into, and I don't trust that. But I'm gonna see you soon. I will miss you. Thank you for your company today. I cannot wait to read more of the story. I'm super excited for next week when I get to play more. I'm gonna miss you guys, and I love you. And take care until next time, which is hopefully super soon. And bye. Bye. Mwah. I can't find the button.